Good morning, students. Today we will start with the fourth unit of IT, that is emerging technologies. Emerging technologies means what type of technologies we are using nowadays, what are the most common and most trending technologies. So here we study about Internet of Things, cloud computing and artificial intelligence. I hope you must be aware with these terms. So today we will start with first topic, IoT, that is Internet of Things. So what is IoT? What is Internet of Things? See, nowadays you people make use of internet for everything, to send the information or to receive the information. So these all facilities are just because of internet. Now I want to take one real life example to explain the concept of IoT. Suppose I am here delivering lectures. I am giving lectures and you people are watching these videos, or someone is watching video on phone, someone on laptop, on PC, on tab, anything. Oh, different people use different types of things. So it is not necessary that you must have all the things on your desktop or on your phone, because nowadays it is very simple to get the information through the use of internet. As I am delivering lecture and you are listening to the lectures just because of internet. So when the things are related to internet, when we send the information or retrieve the information through the internet, so these all things are known as IoT, Internet of Things. Nowadays we make use of IoT in each and everything in our day-to-day activities. So today we will study how it works. So the IoT is the Internet of Things is the network of physical devices, vehicles, home appliances and any other items embedded with electronics, software, sensors and etc. So these all things that you use in your day-to-day life, even your bike, even your car, they must have sensors. They provide you information according to their activities. So this is just because of IoT, and nowadays we can install an app on phone to check the parking facility, to check the availability of parking. So these all are the things just because of Internet of Things. It allows you to collect and exchange data, creating opportunities for more direct integration. So IoT involves extended internet connectivity beyond standard devices such as desktop, laptops, smartphones and tablets. So it was all about IoT. Now I want to give you one more real life example related to IoT. For example, you have a smartphone and you want to listen any song. You want to listen some specific song. Nowadays, it is not mandatory that you must have that song on your phone and then only then you can listen that song. It is not mandatory because the song must be present somewhere in the world and you can get it from the any part of the world just because of internet. You can check the availability of that song and you can get that song. So this is just because of internet. So IoT allows us that there is no need to keep all the hardware devices at your own side and to keep all the softwares at your own side. So simply you can get it through the use of internet and you can use it, and after using it you can even share that data with another. So this is just because of IoT. Now what are the advantages of IoT? The first advantage is efficient resource utilization. So what is efficient resource utilization? Resource means, as I have told you, if you want to listen a song, there is no need that you have that song in your phone. You can simply check it or get it from the internet. So there is a no need to keep all the resources at your end, to buy all the resources and to get all the things. So nowadays you can simply share the resources. So when we share resources, it reduces the cost and increases the utilization of the resources. So ATM is one of the real life example of resource utilization. As you people use ATM, ATM is not your private property. So you can simply go to ATM, you can withdraw your money, and then same way number of users can use the ATM machine to perform the same task. But every user has its own privacy and its own methods and its own money. No one is interfering with one another. So this is an real life example of resource utilization. The resource is only one, ATM machine is only one, but number of users are using it. So it is just because of IoT. Next is minimize human efforts. It reduces the human efforts to greater extent. All of us know that these technologies reduces the human efforts to greater extent. So as the devices of IoT interact and communicate with each other and do lot of tasks for us, they minimize the human effort. So the real life example of human effort is, as we people are now studying online. So there is a no need to come physically at the college, or as we are not physically present at the same location. But due to the advantage of that media, it provides us facility that we can create virtual environment. Virtual environment allows us that it allows you the feeling that we are at physically same locations, yet we are not at the physical same location. So that was virtual media. One more real life example of virtual environment is training to pilots, as it is not easy to hand over the plane to the pilot at the first attempt. So it is very necessary to create a virtual environment to give training to the pilots. So this is one more real life example how it minimizes the human efforts. Next is time saving. As it reduces the human efforts, then it definitely saves the time. Time is the primary factor in automation and it can be saved through IoT. For example, you people can share your documents on internet, you can make a call on internet. So there are so many things which saves our time. Next is enhance data collection. It enhances you to collect the data. Now nowadays it is very easy to collect the data. IoT device can collect data from the environment like weather, sound, pollution, etc. This data then can be used to take decisions. So nowadays you people know that weather forecast environment gives you warnings in advance that there is a chance that this will happen, or you must stay indoors for safety, or they give you data of next 10 days, next 10 to 15 days, that what will be the weather, what will be the climatic conditions, sound, pollution, etc. All these industries are totally working with the internet to provide the data. Next is improve security. IoT based security systems can make home or office environment secure. So it makes the environments more secure. Like you can lock your information by applying passwords. You can use cameras at your home, and you can watch these cameras when you are physically not even present at your home. So this is one more real life example. So by this way we can secure our data and secure our environments. So these all were the benefits of IoT and the advantages of IoT. So whenever there is any technology, there are advantages, then they must have some disadvantages. So here are the disadvantages. The first disadvantage is privacy. As the everything is shared on the internet and everything is exchanging information on the internet, so there is also a chance of hacking of data, as well as your data is not fully, as you can say, private, as because it is sharing using different medias. So privacy is one of the main disadvantage, and you people must know that you heard about the crimes of internet crimes, like some people hack passwords and then steal the information, and money related crimes, banks related crimes. So these all are just because of the whole of the data is shared through the internet. So privacy is one of the main concern related to internet. Even without the active participation on the user, the IoT system provides substantial personal data in maximum detail. I want to give you one real life example. As a nowadays we are using Arogya Setu app. They are using this app to collect data like how many users are healthy and how many users develop symptoms, and but apart from that your some other details are also on their site, like regarding your phone number, your IP address, because you are using that app by installing it. So your information is shared with them without your knowledge. So this is the main concern. Next is complexity. The designing, developing and maintaining and enabling this is quite complicated, because you must have proper knowledge, otherwise you won't be able to access these services and to access and collect and interpret data and everything. So it is very important, it is very mandatory that someone must have proper knowledge to operate it. Next is applications of IoT. Applications means where we are using IoT, what are the main platforms where we are using IoT. So first application is smart lighting. Illumination of light is controlled on the basis of daylight. Next is smart thermostats. It allows the users to schedule, monitor and remotely control home temperature. Smart thermostat means you have facility that whether you are not physically present at some location, you are somewhere far from that location, but you can operate or you can set the temperatures of that location. It is just because of IoT. Smart locks and garage door openers. For example, you can use passwords to open the doors in foreign countries. Now it is a very common concept to open a house, to open an office. You have to type the password or the username, otherwise you won't be able to enter into that particular office. So these smart locks provide security to a greater extent. This is an application of IoT. Smart security cameras. Security cameras that can identify known and unknown persons and raise alarms accordingly. That you can use smart security cameras and you can feed data in the camera that these are the family members of my family, and if apart from that anyone is coming, you have to raise a alarm. So they will the camera will raise a alarm if anyone apart from your family is coming. Or same way you can apply different conditions. You can also use security cameras in your automobiles, your cars, your scooters, etc. Smart traffic signals. Nowadays, traffic signals are also using these media signals that can adjust their timing to accommodate commutes and holiday traffic and keep cars moving. So these all are the applications of IoT. Now, there are some more applications of IoT like smart city. Smart city is one of the application of IoT. Wearables like you people wear smart watches and health related bands. So these all are applications of IoT. Next is smart homes. Smart homes means you can connect many of the devices in your home. Like you can connect your home theater, Wi-Fi. You can connect your Wi-Fi with your TV. So these all are the applications of IoT. Next is hospitals, and there are many medical techniques which are nowadays IoT, which uses IoTs to monitor different, like you can say body, different like heartbeats. They monitor the fluctuations between the heartbeats. So there are so many medias where where IoTs are used, and these all comes under the applications of IoT. So this was all about IoT. What is IoT? What are the advantages of IoT, and what are the disadvantages of IoT, and what are the applications of IoT? So IoT was all about internet, the things which are connected to internet and which we use in our day-to-day life. So the next related concept is cloud computing. Now what is cloud computing? See, I want to explain you cloud computing with a real life example. So I have taken a very simple example to explain you the cloud computing. Cloud computing is basically when we store all the data at some common place. When we place all the data at some common place, and then multiple users can access the data through that common place, that is cloud computing. The real life example of cloud computing is Google. As you people use Google. Google is a server. All the data is stored at the server. All the data is stored at the Google. We people are the clients. Now I will explain you how the client server model operates. We all are clients. Whenever we want to access data through the Google, we have to raise a request. We send a request to the Google by using request. We do request by using different types of browsers like Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Firefox. So by using any of the browser, we can raise a request to the Google, which is a server. Then Google provides you the response. Whatever you are looking from the Google, Google provides you response, which is known as response. You raise a request, whereas Google provides you response. So all the data is stored at single location at a server, and billions of users can access that data without keeping all the data at its own location. There is no need to keep all the data at our location. We can simply access it through the common platform. So this is cloud computing. So cloud computing is when all the data is stored at some common location and different users can access it, but only access it through the use of internet. So cloud computing is a model for enabling convenient on-demand network that access to a shared pool of computing resources like network, server, storage, application and services released with the service provider interaction. So cloud computing is which allows you that you can share resources. So one of the real life example of the cloud computing is Google Drive. As you people use Google Drive, you can use Google Drive to store your data, to store your content, to share your data and whatever you want. But there is a no need to buy the Google Drive or to keep the different versions of Google Drive, and you have to pay for that Google Drive. It is a storage media which is available to you at free of cost. But if you want to buy, if you need a large amount of memory, then you can buy it. But simple, a normal user, for a normal user, there is a no need to buy that drive. You can simply use it. So Google Drive is a real life example of cloud computing. So once you can store your data on Google Drive, you can share this data with many users, with multiple users. So that is cloud computing. Next is models of cloud computing. Models means what type of infrastructures they follow, or what are the services they provide. This all comes under models of cloud computing. So there are three primary models of cloud computing. These are IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. You can get a question on this, that right, what are the following are the models of cloud computing. So there are basically three models. IaaS is infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure means what is the structure, what is the architecture. Next is PaaS, platform as a service. Platform is platform, place. And the last is software as a service. Software is which type of software is required for this. So that was all for today. Tomorrow we will start with next topic of cloud computing with these models in detail, that what is IaaS, PaaS and SaaS. So in students, in the today's lecture we have studied about the IoT and cloud computing. They both are interrelated. Cloud computing is not possible without IoT. They both are interrelated. IoT is what? IoT is Internet of Things. When we do all the things with the internet. As you are watching this video, this is a real life example of IoT. And cloud computing is if I upload this video on Google Drive, as I am uploading it on YouTube. This is also an example of cloud computing. Number of users can see it. It is at a one common platform. The number of users can access it. Now there is one more real life example of cloud computing is if I upload my video to Google Drive, then you can access it, or number of users can access it. So this was all about IoT and cloud computing. Tomorrow we will start with next topic.